following is a production of Watlington Shires and Pierce Productions.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome here to the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show. Getting started here by myself. Here is old Larry the Morning Guy. Well, always used to be Larry the Morning Guy. Now, not so much anymore. Anyway, we're getting underway here for our Piney Woods Area Coaches Show. Let's start this all over again. How is showing? There we go. Piney Woods Area Coaches Show getting underway here this evening from the pizzeria here in Center. So glad to have you all join us here this evening. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we got in last week. We got some things coming up this week as well. We don't have a game scheduled for Friday night as of yet, but that could change. You know, the guys are going to get here, and we're going to talk a little bit about something that we have some options coming up this weekend. Also do have the Poultry Festival and all that other stuff that is coming up as well. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the great things going on with that. We're going to try to maybe go out there and maybe do some fun stuff at the Poultry Festival as well. So, but the first thing I definitely wanted to do here, folks, was just take a second and apologize for my our broadcast on Thursday night. That's totally my fault. I take total responsibility for it. It was, we got an update on the computer. I'm not making any excuses. It was my fault. We got an update on the computer, and we had some issues, and we tried to stream in a little bit and didn't get things worked out. But believe me, I stayed up to about 1:30 in the morning when we got home from Longview to fix that information there, and we had a much better broadcast on Friday night there in Joaquin. So I just want to take, like I said, sorry to the folks of Timpson. That's definitely not one that we wanted to have some problems with. We did try out some new things, and we were able to get those things working, which was really, really good, which we wanted to do. It just took us a little bit to get things right with some of the things that were going on. So, like I said, it's my fault, folks, and my apologies. And I promise you, the next ones will all be much better. We know a little bit more about what we got going on there. So, like I said, I want to apologize to the Timpson fans and everybody about that game as far as the broadcast. And, we'll talk a little bit about that game as well. It was a tough one there for the Bears as they would come up on the losing end of that one as well there on a Thursday evening. So that's why we are here. We're at the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show. We got some coaches I do believe are on the way here this evening. And we're going to be talking about some volleyball because we're getting some volleyball coming up. Our schedule is coming up here. We don't have a game, like I said, because Poultry Festival, pretty much everybody is off this week. So we don't have any ball games scheduled for Friday night. But right now, we are planning on being in Timpson tomorrow evening, as that's going to be a good one right there. Timpson and Garrison going to hook it up tomorrow night. Oh, awesome. Timpson and Garrison going to hook it up tomorrow night in Timpson there on the volleyball side, as that district is getting on right there. We covered a district game last week as well with the Shelbyville Lady Dragons. They welcomed the Lady Wolves of San Augustine to town. First time to get the chance to look at the San Augustine Lady Wolves, and we're going to be at their house coming up here in a couple of weeks as they welcome Groveton to town. So we'll definitely be talking about that one as well. So all kinds of good stuff on the way. There's a Piney Woods Area Coach Show. We got a happy birthday to a young lady here this evening, and we got a good crowd out here having a good time here at the pizzeria. So come on down, be a part of the show. Got Monday Night Football is going to be kicking off here in just a little while as well. The Rick Meek Show is going to start about 7:30. Piney Woods Area Coaches Show going on right now. We'll be right back, folks. As we're kicking it off, we're going to talk about all the good stuff we did last week, what we got coming up this week here on NetSN.
Sparky D's Bargain Store. Who are we? We're an online auction store on Facebook. Find our page on Facebook. There you'll find a post for our weekly auction. If you find an item you like, place your bid and you could be a big winner and save yourself lots of money. We're on Facebook only for our weekly auctions. We're located in Center, Texas. Check us out on Facebook. It's Sparky D's Bargain Store, where we will save you more. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Center has the new and used vehicles that you're looking for. If your vehicle needs service, stop by WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com and get your service appointment, and also shop online. Then come on down and let the guys make a great deal for you. And our knowledgeable staff will not let you leave without knowing everything about your new or used vehicle. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram supports all the students of the Piney Woods.
At Hope Community Medicine, they believe that more than medicine is needed when providing quality care for their patients. With locations throughout East Texas, the vision is to give hope to those who seek a better life by caring for their body, mind, and soul, and not about their ability to pay. Through the network of staff and locations, Hope seeks to be primary provider of medical, dental, and behavioral health. Because the difference that Hope makes is the difference between night and day. Hope Community Health.
Alrighty, folks, we're back here, and let's get into some of the things we had going on last week as we talk about the things here for the Piney Woods area coach. So we started off in Shelbyville last week with some volleyball action as Coach Rupp and her squad out there representing their home floors. They were able to get a 3-0 set win there in that matchup there against the Lady Wolves of San Augustine. You know, they knew they were going to be playing a very good squad there in Shelbyville. And coach for San Augustine knows he's got some young ladies there that are still working in. They're young, but they've played very, very well. I thought that they played very good. They played some moments that they had some great moments at the net. They had a few times in there where they were just really playing good. They had some good volleys going back and forth there with the Lady Dragons. And yes, Lady Dragons, maybe just a few more seniors and things in there, and a little bit more experience laden. But I tell you what, the Lady Wolves looked really, really impressive there. They had some good people that can spike the ball really good. They had good serves. They played good at the net. Well, just a good matchup there. But I think that the Lady Wolves are going to bounce right back, and they're going to have themselves a good matchup as they got some games coming up here. But like I said, we're going to be over there on, let's see, the 8th of October. We'll be over there on Tuesday the 8th as Groveton comes to town. And get the chance to see more of those Lady Wolves from San Augustine over there. So that should be a good matchup as we get rolling there too. So lots more volleyball on the way, though. That's not the last one. We're going to go all the way through. I'm sure we're going to pick up some of the playoffs too. And, folks, I have to remind everyone too that once we get to the playoffs, the NFHS takes over the playoffs from the UIL. So that's just the way it goes. And so if you have to have that subscription, unless we end up, buying the entire broadcast, which has happened, but it can be kind of expensive to do that. So we're going to see what we can do about keep as many local broadcasts as we possibly can on the lower cost, but sometimes you got to go through that NFHS. That's just the way it is. So we're going to try to do some of that as well, for playoffs coming in too. And so once we get that going, then it should be good to go for us, and we should be right at the end of the football season. So we'll probably end up starting picking up some football playoffs as well. So we're going to carry as many teams as we can through the way. But I really like what we're seeing here in the volleyball action. So tomorrow night, as I said, we were playing in Shelbyville this past Tuesday. Shelbyville got the win there. Tomorrow night, we're going to be over in Timpson, and that's going to be a good matchup right there. The Lady Bears of Timpson, they will welcome the Lady Bulldogs of Garrison. And Lady Bulldogs of Garrison, I think that they played Beckville on Friday. I think Beckville got the win there. 21-10 on the year for the Lady Bulldogs of Garrison. And that's one of the teams that you can that's kind of kept. Max Preps doesn't have a lot of information about the volleyball, which is unfortunate. But the Garrison Lady Bulldogs, keep up with them with the Garrison Radio Network. Those guys do a great job covering the Lady Bulldogs over there. So the Bulldogs altogether, as a matter of fact. But Timpson, look for a good one there. That's in their district there. Both these teams are just moving into the district matchups, which really started last week. So now just getting really into these district games. And this is a big district right here, district matchup right here. So it's going to be Timpson and Garrison. Like I said, Beckville was the team that, and I think Timpson got the win over Wascom was the last one there that they played the other day as well. So both teams coming in here looking pretty good, and they're going to have a good one. We'll have it for you right here on NetSN. We'll probably start about 6:10 somewhere right around there from Timpson. Coach Belrose get us all hooked up and get us ready to go there in Timpson tomorrow night. That's where we'll be. So that's what we got for our volleyball action. Like I said, Timpson, and next week, the week after, we'll be in St. Augustine, Groveton, and St. Augustine, and then hopefully I keep giving Coach Meeks a hard time about the new activity center here in center, but hopefully by the 15th we'll be able to call some Lady Rough Riders volleyball into the new activity center as Bullard comes to center, and then Beckville at Timpson on the 22nd. That's going to should be a very, very good matchup there. It's going to be very big in that district matchup, and then we'll wrap up the regular season in center with the Lady Rough Riders Rusk in center there. That's a Tuesday night matchup. That's where we're going to be for that. That's our volleyball season that we got coming up still on the way. So a lot of action still coming, and had a lot of fun with the volleyball games this year. Now, a lot of folks that were coming out and watching some of the volleyball action, we've had a lot of fun with that. Some visiting teams, we're able to find some of those teams that were able to watch some of the games back home that weren't able to travel over here too. So had a lot of fun calling some volleyball. So we'll definitely be keeping up. Maybe we can then incorporate some more teams next year. We only had really kind of covered 4 this year because it was our first year. Didn't really know how things were going to work out, but it really worked out really well, and having a good time with the volleyball action this year. So that's where we are with some volleyball. And we're going to, like I said, tomorrow night, going to be a good one. Timpson, Garrison, in Timpson, right here on Net SN. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk a little covered this week, and Coach Wallace says he's on his way here shortly, so we'll talk to him whenever he gets here in just a bit, and we're moving right along here on the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show on Net SN.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters. Aurora Concepts Primary Care Center and just behind it, Medical Specialist Center, is a team supervised by Dr. Jane Todd and led by Don Barnes. They're professionals. They provide good family care to everyone in the family. They're all your center for testing and vaccinations. When there's something wrong and you don't know what, call Aurora Concepts.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to see why Blake Furniture is the top furniture company in East Texas. Get the lowest prices and discover our easy in-store financing and low payment plans. Plus, get the fastest delivery in East Texas. Get your credit pre-approved online at blakefurniture.com today.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the Pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Alrighty, folks, back here. Let's talk a little bit about some football action that we had coming up here this past week. And once again, folks, as we started here the show, I want to apologize again for the broadcast we had there Thursday. You know, sometimes it just kind of gets messed up on us, and totally my fault. So make sure that we won't have that again. I mean, not again, because we can't ever say that. But we definitely hope that she's like what we had kind of the other night. I don't think we will. Actually got some really cool stuff done that night, even though that the first part of it didn't look like it. But we were able to get that second half in there looking really, really good. Let's talk a little bit about the game. Wolf City come out taking on Timpson there on Thursday. We were in Longview at Lobo Stadium. Great facility and wonderful people there. Thanks everybody for hooking us up and getting us taken care of there. You know, they got some great people and great facilities and food too. They hooked us up in the press box, which is really, really awesome. But you know, just a rough game there for the Timpson Bears. They came out on the losing end to go to 2-2 onto the season now. And the Bears just, you know, I think what really was, you know, I believe that Parker did an excellent job back there at quarterback. And I didn't really see the point whenever Garner went out as quarterback. But from what I understand, he got a shoulder injury and he was still able to play some defense for him. But he just wasn't able to really be in there, step into the throw, be a good to get a good quarterback arm in there for him. So he was out and Parker was in. I think Parker did a really good job. I thought the Bears ran the ball pretty good. But the Wolf City Wolves, they were up to the task the other night. They were taking care of business, and there were some of the guys that I expected to see on the Bears that I didn't. But you know, it's that one, especially traveling all the way over to Longview there on a Thursday night, and a good crowd showed up out there on both sides too. So you know, you want to make a good appearance out there and have a good game. And it just wasn't the Timpson Bears night. It didn't seem that night. Just things not going to like, you know, they couldn't really get that offense plugging along like they want to get some good rhythm and consistency. So that's what kind of hampered the Bears there the other evening, and you know having JJ not in there at quarterback position as well. I think that kind of changed a little bit up for him. But not to say that Parker didn't do a great job, because I really think that he did. But the Wolf City Wolves didn't do a great job, because I really think that he did. But the Wolf City Wolves came out and they really took care of business. The other night, and they got the win. And Coach Gandy and his squad, they're going to be we're trying to work on some other things there. And here, Shires is showing up. So talking a little bit about right now, we're talking a little bit about the Wolf City game, man.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You're talking about that one, and just you know, I was saying that, you know, I think Parker on that one, but I think that might have kind of changed some of the way that the Bears were able to really do some things once Gardner went out and wasn't able to be the quarterback for him there. But I think it was a good game all the way around. And you know, a non-district schedule there, you definitely wanted to get that win there. But I think the Bears are going to be okay. They got a week off again here to get ready for the district schedule, and that's where it really matters to Timpson right now too. I think so, man.
Well, well, I mean, you want to play good competition. We talked about this last week on the Rick Meek show.
Mm.
You know, you don't want to play a bunch of powder cream puffs, because then that really doesn't help you.
Doesn't help you at all.
And so you play a good team. And then somebody like Timpson, you know, not everybody's just real anxious to sign.
They did have a few weeks in there. They're like, well, I don't know if I want to play Timpson or not. I can't blame anybody.
So so you get what you get. Sometimes that means you got to go get bigger schools or or better schools, and that Wolf City team. I was down on the sideline. That was a well put together team, a physical team.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. When the quarterback out, uh, they they weren't as good in the passing game. We're still good in the running game,
Yeah.
but Wolf City was able to kind of focus in on that. And I mean, Timpson scored 2 quick touchdowns,
Right.
but then after that, they were able to limit their possessions and get them off the field. And the big interception, which was your play of the game.
Right. That
And then
really changed the
yeah,
momentum of the game there. I think Timpson was trying to drive back into it a
yeah,
little bit,
they were
and then
trying to get back into
that
it.
kind
Yeah,
of deflated him just a little bit there, and I think that's what kind of hurt him up a little
yeah,
bit.
and but they got a taste of what a good physical team. That was a really good. It wasn't their offensive line wasn't Wolf City offensive line wasn't terribly big, but they were skilled and very strong and powerful,
Right.
and so Timpson saw what kind of that kind of team can do,
Mm-hmm.
and they can be ready for it when the district, because it's a tough
It
district.
is a tough district. I think Coach Barnes from St. Augustine, calls it the district of doom, and I think I can believe him right there too as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And plus, too, they had, Wolf City had a great running back. He handled a lot of business in there. He'd only been in there for just a few games from last year, so he did a really good job. He
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
returning quarterback too. So headed to Wolf City, the Wolves. They went out there and they executed a game plan. It was really good, and I think Timpson did his Bears way the other night. But they're going to bounce back. They got a good schedule
Right.
coming up. Like I said, they're off this week. Most of the teams in this district are. Pills down a little bit this year, so maybe help the Bears get it back a little bit. Then it gets a little crazy. Then they get Shelbyville, then Joaquin, then Garrison, then San Augustine. San Augustine is another team this year, So once they gets in there, it's going to be crazy here. But
Well, I
Coach
mean,
Kenny knows
yeah.
Bears are going to be ready for
I
it.
mean, San Augustine showed us something. I mean, we
Mhm.
saw that West Sabine team
Yep.
and what they did at Center Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you got to have some stones in your britches to be able to deal with that. And obviously, San Augustine was able to.
Yeah, Coach Barnes had a good game plan there, and they were able to take care. And that was a great game, a 2-point win there for them. And unfortunately, I think the Tigers took it. Deweyville, I think that was who it was. So a close game there too. So unfortunately, there for Coach Bragg and the guys. But I tell you, they're going to be good too. They're getting ready to go into a good district, and I got to see one of their district foes. I don't know if Corrigan, Camden is in theirs down there as well. And I don't think they are. But I got to see a good game on Friday night as well. After we went to Thursday night into Longview, so I went over to Joaquin. It was their
Yeah.
homecoming. Corrigan Camden come to town, and I tell you what, that was a great game.
Yeah, a traditionally strong program, Corrigan Camden. Corrigan and Camden uh, combined when I was in,
Right.
and they made a very powerful team, and they will go stretches where they are really good.
Yeah, and I think I was able to call one. I think maybe it was a game against Timpson last year in the playoffs. I think I got
Yeah,
to
that's
call
right.
them out there, so I
Yeah.
got to see those guys a little bit there. But yeah, right, and the game kind of started off, it was kind of slow. They kind of feeling each other out. Coach Jones and them, they were just kind of back and forth a little bit, and not slow. And next thing you know, is just once we got to the 10:39 mark of the second quarter, it was like bam, 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 back and forth, back and back and back and forth, and it ended up being with a big win there for the Joaquin Rams. They were able to pull off, was it 56-35? I think it was the total win there. But just a great game all the way around by the Joaquin Rams. They played a good thing, and the what I liked about it was the Rams' defense is what really did, because they had a lot of rushing attempts. They had some passing yards out there. Is where the Corrigan Camden. They were able to pass the ball a little bit, but the Joaquin defense was able to do enough stuff in there to keep them down and just keep it back there. Once they got into that fourth quarter, they were able to play some clock management. Coach Jones did a great job with the clock management, and they were able to hold them off, even though Corrigan was still in there trying to push it through. But I tell you, Harbison, the running back, and I know him and Hawkins got to split a little time there as we got later in, but I know Harbison, he had well over 110, 120 yards passing.
There's that fly again, Pierce.
Yeah,
What the heck?
I don't know. I don't know if it smells me or something like that. I think
Hey, we got a coach alert. We got a coach in the house.
Coach Wallace is here. We're going to talk to him here in just a minute about some Shelbyville ball. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more here about this Joaquin team. As they're looking really, really good here. They came out and they got themselves the big win there. They needed that one as they get ready to go into district. So Joaquin comes in now. They're 3-2. They'll have the week off here as they get ready to go. I think the only team in the district that's really going to be playing is going to be Garrison coming up. Right. But Joaquin, they're going to go and take the week off. Then they get San Augustine at home. I think I have it here. Hemp Hill away, Timpson at home, Shelbyville at home, and then Garrison away for the Joaquin Rams. And that's, like I said, that's just another one of those teams in this district that it could go all kinds of different ways out there, man. I tell you what. So, and I know you're keeping up with it. Do y'all need that table? Because I told those good folks over there having a birthday over there that we might need that one.
Matter of fact, we may just go with your equipment all night long.
We go through stuff all night long. Well, I'm hoping they may give us a little bit of that birthday cake over there. I'm thinking over there too as well.
I bet you so.
All right. Well, I know we'll talk to Shires here again a little bit more, but we're going to bring Coach Wallace of the Shelbyville Dragons in, have a chat about him, and talk about all the good stuff about the Dragons. And we'll come back here on Monday night, man. Having a good time,
sir.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck?
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make 'em shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it? The rich tradition of Farmer State Bank. In 1904, a handful of investors put up $25,000. From that initial investment, imagine the generations of lives that have been touched by Farmer State Bank. Wiggins Farms. You know, they call them the watermelon family, but the product from their farm, when the melon's just a baby, all the way through to the harvest, to your table. It's the juiciest, best melons available. Wiggins Farms, hat not included.
Joaquin Tire in Joaquin, Texas. Family owned and operated with new and used tires, general mechanics, and road services. Jesse and his team is proud to serve the community with car, truck, and commercial mag vehicle tires. They're located in Joaquin at the 84 and Highway 7 split. Call the shop today to make an appointment at 936-269-9516. That's 936-269-9516. Joaquin Tire is a proud sponsor of Game of the Week. Stop in and see them today for all of your new and used tire needs.
We're back here into Coach Wallace of the Shelbyville Dragons. And Coach, man, how's it?
Man, going good. You know, we're getting on the bye week, trying to get some guys healthy and work on some things to get us ready for the district schedule we got coming several times on there. It's a tough district, so it's a good time to have your bye week before going into the district matchups that we have.
Yeah, I tell you what, it is going to be a big couple of district matchups. So let's go back a couple of weeks, though. So we haven't got to talk to you a little bit about that, but let's go about Mount Enterprise. Close game right there, but a tough loss to a very good team there. But, just one of those things that just when Dragons night, it didn't seem like.
It's kind of the perfect storm. You know, we talked about it being 3-0 against teams that are, really quality opponents and kind of kids, feeling themselves a little bit.
Right.
And people tell them how good they are and those things and trying to keep them focused and on the ground, that week of practice, let them know that we're playing a really good football team, even though they're a division below us.
Right.
One of the best running backs in the state of Texas. And, I had several kids say that, that's the best running back they played against. And so hats off to those guys. And, it was a hard fought game that we just didn't play well enough to win. You can go back and you can look at a lot of things and learn from it on film, which we've been able to do. Last week going into the Carlisle game and being able to put those pieces together for our guys to see what we need to improve on, when we play a team that plays that style. And so, I'm not going to say any loss is good because you don't want to lose, but sometimes it opens your eyes a little bit. It gets you back focused and kind of helps motivate you a little bit,
Yeah, I always remember as a coach, he was the old punter or old kicker for the University of Tulsa, and he would always say, sometimes you just got to get punched in the mouth. And even if it's a good punch or whatever, sometimes that's what it takes to finally say, hey, maybe we didn't settle back down and get back to what we know we need to do and keep on there. It's
Oh,
not easy to
definitely.
do something. It's not easy to do all the time.
And then going into that game, we had a real big injury at linebacker for us. Dallas Murray, sophomore kid that's been great for us in the box, and he's kind of our signal caller on defense, getting us lined up. And that hurt us going down, and having a short week with other guys, getting them prepared to call things. But again, like, we had a chance to win it at the end. We just didn't make the play.
Right.
And it happens like that sometimes. And so you go from the week before, coming back against Wascom and having the heroic play at the end of the game, and then the following week it leads up, and then you got to be able to make a play at the end of the game, and sometimes it doesn't go your way, and that's life. And I mean, the biggest thing we talk to our guys, our team, and talk to them about Michael Jordan and all the shots that he missed and all these game winners that he missed and all these different things, and that's why he's successful, and that's the mindset you got to have. You can't hang your head when something bad happens. Life's hard. It's not always going to be fair. It's not always going to go your way. And how do you handle adversity? And that's one thing that our big message to our guys were after that game.
Yeah, and nobody, like I said, nobody likes to lose. You don't want to. You want to win every time. But, and sometimes, like I said, there's no good loss. But, sometimes that loss is a good for the morale, and it helps you build and be a stronger person. Because I know you guys are building some good, strong men in Shelbyville, and they have know how to respond and how to be good men. And what's good too is like what I like from a lot of the teams I'm seeing, not just the Dragons, but I mean including the Dragons. But I mean, I'm seeing that even if they get down a little bit or behind a little bit, I'm not seeing any going crazy with the personal fouls and just going, hey, I've seen a lot of good sportsmanship, which is what I really love to see. I know I love seeing the hits, folks. I talk about that all the time, but I want them to be good legal hits, and I want everybody to be okay. But I mean, I want them to see good sportsmanship as well.
Yeah, that's a big part. We want to play the game the right way. We want to play it between the lines, between the whistles, and respect the game. It's I mean, it goes back. It's a long ongoing thing. You treat the game with respect because that's what it is. It's great to be able to play a game. At the end of the day, there's guys that are blessed to be able to go and play this game for a living and do the things that they do. And I think the game needs to be treated with respect. And hopefully, that's what we try to do when we step on the field on Fridays.
Definitely, and I love watching the Dragons play whenever they get out there, and the guys in the Piney Woods area, they're doing a good job. So, well, then let's move into the Price Carlisle game. We got to win. Excuse me, got to win right there, Coach. I did get to see the Price Carlisle against San Augustine the week or two before, and saw some of the things. And they got a good little running game there. There seems like they're trying to really build some stuff up out there. But they played. I think that they played a little bit. You said that the Dragons didn't. Maybe a little flat there, but I thought Price Carlisle played a little bit better there in that game.
We definitely got off the bus a little sluggish, but not taking anything away from those guys. But they slung the ball around the park. They didn't run the football very well against us Thursday night. And I think the short week, the turnaround, coming off the loss, and different things. I mean, you got to answer the call quick, and stuff like that. And so turned around, played on Thursday, but they got empty and slung it around the park. And I think that we were a little sluggish getting off the bus, and had a turnover early in the game and gave them the lead, and they went up 21-14. We came back and made it 20-21, got a stop, made it 28-21 before the half. And I think at that point in the game, we went on a 42-point run.
Right.
I think we woke up a little bit. We played really well in the third quarter. I mean, we played lights out in the third quarter. I don't know what the numbers were. We shut them out in the third quarter, but like I said, we went on a 42-point run.
Was that after an afternoon after a halptime chat and adjustment?
We made some adjustments at the half, and so came back out and played. I think we played we played good football.
Right.
We didn't make very many mistakes. We did the things that we were supposed to do, and it just I gelled better. Kids were fired up a little bit, after the little fine tuning we had at the half, and so. It was fun to watch us play. Like I said, we played about 3.5 quarters of really good football. Something that we talked about after the game, and we've done this in other games, is we kind of just let up at the end. Let them score some points there in the fourth quarter that we shouldn't have let them score because we were up big, and we thought that we could take our foot off and relax a little bit, and it let them put more points on the board than what should have been put on the board. You got to stay focused, and you got to put an opponent away, and I think that's something maybe that we have to open our eyes to see. We've had a couple games this year early in the year that we didn't do that and ended up being a fourth quarter ball game, and so At some point we'll learn our lesson. We'll get it figured out that you got to play for 4 quarters. It doesn't matter what your opponent or who your opponent is.
Right, and so let's talk a little bit about some of those guys over there too. You know, how's DJ doing? I mean, I know that he's a fantastic player. Love to watch him play back there and run the team for the Dragons there. But I mean, he's coming on pretty good. Is he just bumps and bruises? Is he just doing it all right there? How's everybody responding
No,
with DJ so far?
we're healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have your bumps and bruises in your
Mhm.
ailments, but we don't have anything in that department slowing us down other than the two guys that we have out right now, Dallas Murray and Notorious Hubbard, missed last game. We have in the Carlisle game, you go and talk about. I think John Mathis had 4 catches for 120
There you go.
yards. I think Tanner had close to 100 yards receiving, and
So do you have both the Mathis guys now?
both the Mathis guys are back. We
Awesome.
got Geechee back on the field last week a little bit, kind of getting
Right.
him back healthy and in full swing, get the soreness out. He's had a little knee trouble, and trying to get him healthy. I think that's the biggest thing. And talking to him about that, during fall camp and going into it, how can we get you healthy and get you
Right.
back on the field? You can help us, but we need you to be healthy.
Yeah.
And so we're getting closer to that date for him to get on the field for us because I think he can help us.
Mhm.
He's a big long kid that can run well, and so I think he can do some things to help us. But Ronnie had a big night for us on the ground. I think he had 22 carries for 150 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. I can't remember. DJ threw for 358 yards or 338 yards and 3
There you go.
touchdowns. And going into this bye week, he's completing it at like 75 or 76%.
Good.
On the season with 1,300 yards passing and 15 touchdowns. And I think his total's up to 25 touchdowns right now.
Wow.
But him being able to spread the ball, I think we've had at least 5 receivers catch a pass in every game this season.
Mhm.
And so that's something that's been really big for us, and him being able to spread the football around and those guys, understanding their role and whenever there's numbers called, be able to make a play. I think that's been really good for us. And then, defensively, man, the guys that I mentioned, that are out for us, Dallas Murray and Notorious Hubbard, we're really stepping up and making big time plays for us on the defense. But we've had other guys that have come into some roles now. Big Case and Lee's playing really well up front. Sergio Reyes is playing good for us up front. Matt Collins has been solid for us at linebacker, and we're getting some things figured out in the back end. We brought up a freshman, Ty Mosby, who's super athletic, runs really well, and is trying to get some guys on the field, that we feel like give us a good chance moving forward. And I think that everybody's figuring it out now. I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to understand. We're getting hungry, and I think that's going to benefit us moving forward.
Right, Coach. Well, I tell you what, you got the big week off, and so with the break here and the extra time, are we going to get to any of those guys? I mean, Dallas, are anybody going to be able to come back during that time before we get ready for the start of the district?
Dallas won't be back.
No.
Well, he had surgery last Thursday.
Okay, and so I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to put anything out there. I thought I would ask you first.
No, it's fine. Social media these days, it's hard to keep secrets of
Exactly.
anything. Pictures and all that. They'll see him wrapped up in a beautiful boot on a scooter. He had surgery on his ankle, and so we don't know when he'll be back. It's going to be one of those things that's at least 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's just going to depend on how the surgery heals.
Right.
It could be longer than that. We just don't really know. It's kind of an odd surgery that he had on his ankle, and so moving forward on that, we'll just kind of be up to the doctor. And then Notorious Hubbard's going to be week to week.
Right. Just see how it goes.
Just kind of see what the injury brings us and go from there. And everybody else is it's good to go. So we're just we're excited about that. We hate that we have 2 kids that are down, but at least it's only 2 kids.
Right.
It could be
a lot worse.
Could be worse with
exactly.
I feel like with the schedule that we played in the first 4 games, really quality people, and so we're excited to be sitting where we're sitting, and just getting ready for district play.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, too. And like I said, I know Garrison, they decided not to take the week off. They're going to go against the North Webster, Louisiana team this weekend. And then the Bulldogs come to town, and we're going to be there to cover that game for you guys. So the Bulldogs, they look pretty good, too, this year. I mean, they're studly again this year. So, they're always going to be a tough one. And that's going to be a very tough one to open up district.
Yeah, they always are. And I think this is, my first 2 years here, we opened up with Garrison.
Wow.
Then the next 2 years, or my first year we opened in Garrison, the next 2 years we opened in Waukee, and now we're back with Garrison. So there have been no easy streets. When it talks about But this district is that. I mean,
Mm.
there's not. I mean, I don't know if I want to hand pick who my first game is.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just tough. And so opening up with Garrison is going to be a big feat. We're excited about it. They're a good football team, always have been. You know, Coach Alvarez does a great job over there. Coach Pinkert, their DC, been a head coach for a long time. He's got a lot of experience, and so.
Mhm.
You know, I'll say we're looking forward to playing because the next one on our schedule.
Right.
It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be a great game, you know, and we're pretty familiar with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Been coaching against each other for 3 or 4 years now, and both sides kind of understand what each other likes to do, and so it's going to be a slugfest,
Right.
and it's going to be a game where you got to be mentally prepared. Watch film, understand what's at task. I mean, they're going to run the football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it behind those
Mhm.
big offensive linemen with those good backs that they have. And so you have to be prepared to stop that. And then you can't fall asleep because there'll be a bootleg or a trick play or something.
Mhm.
You know, Coach Alvarez got up his sleeve, and so we just have to be focused and ready to take on what they bring.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And then Garrison, and you get Timpson, then St. Augustine, Joaquin, and then Hemp Hill. That Joaquin game, I talked to Shires and those guys. Said, "Hey, man, that's on Halloween night, so we're going to be there for that one. So that's going to be a fun night there in for that big rivalry game for you guys coming up there in that one." So I tell you what, Coach, it's been a lot of fun so far. I mean, in this whole district and all the football seasons, we're about halfway through it already. So I know you and the guys have had a lot of fun with it. But let's switch a little bit away from football real quick, and let's talk about Coach Rupp and her. The volleyball girls, they have been rocking and rolling here. They got themselves a good district win last couple of them here. So in the heart of the district here, coming right into the middle of it. So they're going good right now.
That's it. You know, we're getting ready for a district game tomorrow night at home, and so be excited about that. And we need to pull one off. We dropped one on Friday against Groveton,
Right.
against a good solid team. So just trying to get back in that win column and get those girls set right for for playoffs. Just kind of keep grinding it out. I know we've had a couple bumps and bruises and people trying to work real hard to stay on the court, and so just doing those things that we have to do to focus on winning a game.
Right. Yeah, I tell you what, and Coach has got him going here, and the JV squad is going really good there for Coach Rupp as well. So you got both Rupps in there. All right, but one more here for you, Coach, before we go. I want to talk a little bit about some of the junior high and the JV guys. How's those JV and junior high squads coming for the football side of things so far?
You know, the biggest thing for us is this is the first year since I've been here, and so for 4 years, this is the first year we've had a full JV team.
Wow.
And so it's been really exciting. The only bad thing is our first 2 games got weathered out, and then we lost the JV game last week. Carlisle had to fold their JV, and so those guys have only gotten to play 2 games.
Yeah.
Right now, our JV's sitting 2-0, beating Wascom and Mount Enterprise. Just excited about the numbers we have. We have 22 freshmen on our JV.
Nice.
And so, excited to have that amount of kids playing, really helps your program. And they're doing well. They work hard every day at practice. They're there grinding it out. And so it's been a lot of fun with those guys. And then at the junior high level, we have 54 kids that play junior high football.
Nice.
And so we have a full 7th, a full 8th grade team.
There we go.
Our 7th grade is currently sitting undefeated. Our 8th grade team dropped a close one to Wascom right at the end of the game. But, those guys they practice in the morning time, get them up there about 7:15, get going, nice and cool outside. And so it's been it's been really good. The thing that we're proud of are the numbers.
Right.
We're proud of those kids for showing up. We're proud of those kids for playing. And then like our freshman kids, we're proud of them for sticking it out. You lose a lot of those guys. A lot of times their freshman year, it's, it moves from in the morning to after school.
Right.
It's hotter.
Yeah.
Those guys are bigger.
They'd rather be at home in the air
They're
conditioning.
faster, but it's one of those things where if you get through your freshman year, normally it's a pretty smooth ride after that. You understand the expectations and what it takes, and you get to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And that's what you're going to do the rest of your life. You graduate from school and you go on into the real world. You're going to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, you do that working with these guys every day. That team you work with. You got to you got to be ready to go. You got to be a team player, and so it teaches you about those things. And we're just excited to be able to be in these kids' lives.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got a great coaching staff down there too, Coach, and just having a lot of fun, exciting things going on in Shelbyville. One of the other schools there, they're always doing some add-ons out there as well. Some new buildings and things are coming. just like San Augustine, they got the new school and everything going on
Yeah,
out
we
there.
got,
So it's beautiful going on.
we
in
got
there.
the new parking lot construction going on out front. We got the field house construction going on in the back, and just
Does
getting
that mean
some
you get a
things.
new office?
We do, we do. You know, we get rid of the stairs and things. You know, and be able to be on one floor. You know,
There you go.
get an upgrade.
There you go.
But yeah, it's really nice. The campus is, I don't know, I think it's you know, it's beautiful at night. You know,
Right.
being able to look at and those things. But yeah, we're making some upgrades around Shelbyville University.
Right. And I tell you what, too, I got the job to Mr. Osby not long ago, and he's just a great guy, and he's always excited about show. I didn't realize he had been around there for that long, but he's been there for a long time. And if you're at a place that you really enjoy and love being, then you're going to be there a long
Yeah,
time.
it is. It's been good. I think he's been there for 15 or 16 years now, something like that.
uh-huh.
And so yeah, it is. It's a nice place.
Right. All right, Coach. Well, we're going to let you get out here, get some pizza and a couple other things. But before we go,
Go Dragons.
there you go. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come right back in. We're going to wrap it up and get ready for the Rick Meeks Show here on Net SN.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your
Shelby Savings Bank has a brand new look. They're proud of where they've been, where they came from starting in 1981, but now they're moving forward with locations all over East Texas to serve you. Will Lucas knows that he's standing on the backs of giants that had a vision for the financial future of Shelby County. And he and his staff are taking that future into new directions with things like mobile deposits. It's the same bank, new look. Shelby Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. At Watson & Sons, their family serves your family. It begins with their facilities, their inviting and warm chapel, and their elegant lobby, and their unique product room where you can shop for the choices your tribute requires. They've been serving your family at Watson & Sons since Scott built it in 1998, but their family has been serving you for over a century.
All righty, back here on the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, eating cake. We have a birthday party. We have I know how old they are because they told me, but I don't want to put it out there on them. I don't put anybody on blast, but we we did get some chocolate cake, and Shire's got some vanilla cake going on over here. All right, well, we got the Rick Meeks Show is on the way coming up here shortly. But, hey, man, let's talk a little bit about the poultry festivals coming up here this weekend. Everything's getting underway like Thursday. The one thing is I know that we had, I guess it was the homecoming parades and everything was going on this weekend.
Yep.
And where I live, I get to see the back side of things. So I'm able to hear the band and check it all out. So it was really pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the Doodah Parade, when's it coming up? Is that Thursday?
Or normally it's Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday? Okay, so we may be having the Doodah Parade live here on that SN for
we'll
y'all
try
that
to
just
do
can't get. So we may have that for you. And then we're talking about maybe even being down there for a while on Saturday, doing some live things. Maybe even we're talking with Chris doing the chicken clucking contest and a few other things as well. So just to have some stuff. Come on down there, say hi to us, and we're just putting everything out there like that too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But the pizzeria,
Yeah,
check
we're
it out.
live here from the pizzeria. Of course, we have the Rick Meeks pizza, the Coach
The Rick Meeks pizza right
which
there.
is
Yeah,
the extra crispy pepperoni.
that's right.
Pizza of the night is the chicken ranch.
Ooh,
It's got a little bit of they dab a little bit of hot Buffalo
buffalo
sauce on there.
sauce on there, huh? Yeah.
This is coming back for some more.
That's good stuff.
Hey, this has got an official
That's a-
Shelbyville Dragon
That's
approval.
Dragon pizza right there. That's good. Yeah, I had me some buffalo wings and a salad whenever I got here. So yeah, because I actually had leftover. Because I had some pizza the other day from here, so I had some leftover for lunch yesterday. So I had buffalo wings, which I always love, and some salad here for my dinner tonight. But I tell you what, we got all kinds of good stuff on the way, folks. Now we don't have a game scheduled on Friday, at least as long as I
Right
know.
now, not right now.
Not right now. I mean, I know Beckville and Big Sandy is playing in Beckville, and that is Beckville's homecoming. And I also know that Garrison is at a game against Webster, Louisiana, or something like that. Other than that, there's really not any of our games, local games into the area going on. And when we come back, you guys are going to Carthage, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And also, I tried to get the guys to get there early because Carthage all of a sudden decided they need to bring in Tony Dorsett and everybody to beat the Rough Riders on next Friday night. I was like, I need an autograph, okay? I'm not the biggest Cowboy fan, but I do respect the team and the players and the championships that they've had. But yeah, to have a Tony Dorsett autograph, that would be pretty all right.
I'm certainly expecting that we're going to interview number 33.
Oh, you're going to try to get the interview? That would be even better. That's cool. I see Coach Meeks coming in here, folks, but we're going to close this down here and get ready to go for the Rick Meeks Show right here. So we're going to stop the stream here and get ready to go on that one. So thanks for joining us here on the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show.
Thanks these folks for this.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for the cake. We appreciate it. Happy birthday to the wonderful folks here having a good time. And they know the coaches, so they're all having a good time out here chatting with the coaches. We got a lot of great things coming up. Like I said, tomorrow night I'll be in Timpson. Coach Belrose and his squad getting ready to take on the Garrison Lady Bulldogs. That is going to be a very good volleyball match right there. And then I'll make my way over to St. Augustine next Tuesday, and we'll have a little gap in between. So that's why we got it going on here. But who knows? We got some things going. And Chris Watlington, he may have some fun stuff for us to do coming up.
You never know when we're going to show up.
You never know where we're going to be. That's for sure. All right, we're going to wrap this up here tonight, folks. But thanks for joining us from the pizzeria. We're going to shut this down. We'll come back here at about 7:30. Rick Meeks Show on the way right here in NetSN. We're out of here, huh?
Yes.
All right, bye.
Bye.
The proceeding was a presentation of Watlington, Shires, and Pierce Productions. We hope you have an awesome and blessed night. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.